What is up, guys, and welcome to Journey with Stino. Right now, I'm in the phase of changing my channel, changing names here and there. You know how it is. Things change all the time. Well, I want to tell you guys, thank you for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. Now I have the chance to fully monetize my channel with YouTube. And for the people who know me, and for the people this is mainly for the people who don't. I've been on YouTube for a while. I started out as the bartist cutting hair, and you're gonna see me back on the internet cutting hair again, but on a whole different channel with the self-cut system. So I want to tell you guys, thank you. This is my second personal channel that has reached the threshold that it takes to be monetized with YouTube. So I think that's a big accomplishment for me and you guys. And I want to take this channel in a whole different direction. And I want to, inspire you guys to start businesses and inspire thought and dreams and ideas into your mind so you can start your own businesses and companies and stuff like that. But today, this video is going to be about how I made over $1,000 with DoorDash. So I made about $1,300 to $1,200 with DoorDash, right? And I do that on a weekly basis when I am focused. So the number one thing that you need to do when making money as a delivery driver on any platform is that you have to be dedicated. You have to have a goal, set the goal, and then you have to put in the time to reach that achievement. Now, how long does it take? Well, we really don't know. So what do we do? On DoorDash, specifically, what I did was I woke up as early as possible. Sometimes it would be anywhere between 7 to 10, and I would turn on the app. Now, with DoorDash, you have to schedule your rides. On other apps, you don't. With DoorDash, if there's availability slots, then I would, sorry about that. Then I would basically schedule a dash. Now, throughout the day, and this is one thing that you have to know, you have to be looking at the app because at any time, the app will open up slots. That's what I've realized over time. So this video is mainly for dashers. People that have DoorDash accounts and don't use them, I would strictly advise that you go ahead and use your account like this because you don't have to schedule a dash. Basically what it does, scheduling a dash locks you in for a certain amount of time. That's all it does. It doesn't put you on at the time if it's not busy. So even if you have a dash schedule and it's not busy, you're not going to be dashing. So what I do, I don't even schedule dashes, right? And this might be my last DoorDash video, unless you guys really like it, because I want to go on and do other concepts. I have plans of starting businesses as well, and also just exploring ideas with you guys and talking to you guys about how to make money. And it'll also help me helping you guys. We'll all help each other. So back to DoorDash, right? You can make $1,200 easily every week with DoorDash. So like I said before, scheduling, you want to be on the app 24/7 so that you know when schedules are open, or you can go to different locations, but I suggest that you stay in your location that you're at, because then you can now have a feel for what you're doing in that central location versus driving all over the place and being all kind of crazy. So one of the things that I did was I used my house as a base, because if I was going to be one of the dashers that stayed on the app as long as possible to make the most money, that would mean that I would have a lot of downtime if there were no deliveries available. So I would come home, chill out, and wait for a dash. And that leads to number 3. Let's go back to number 2. Find a home base, somewhere you can chill, because the biggest thing with this platform is you have to wait. You have to wait on rides. Now, these rides are curated, so they say, by a computer, but I got a call from DoorDash, and I think that there are actually people that are scheduled dispatchers that send you orders. Because one time I got a call and the guy asked me to pick up the order and that he would give me a $2 extra to complete the order. And I was like, how about 5? He was like, oh, we only have 2. But anyways, that's a whole story time. Long story short, I think there's people looking at are selected for these areas, and they kind of man different areas and they send orders your way. So keep that in mind. Number 3, you want to have, so bruh, I'm all over the place. Obviously you want to have your home base. Why? Because of being in one place. Now, in terms of now picking orders, let's talk about picking orders. You're gonna be, let's just say you dedicate a week to DoorDash, right? You're gonna be sifting through orders and going through different things. You can decline orders. There's no penalty for declining orders. And what that does is that puts you in a space to complete other orders. So if you pick a $3 order and it takes you 30 minutes to complete that order, you could have waited 10 extra minutes to get a $10 order or an $8 order. So be mindful. Don't be hungry for the money. Don't be hungry for the money, because the good rides will come. So one of the things that I would advise you guys to do is to decline orders until you get the one that you want. Now you have to look and read your order. Your order is going to tell you how much miles you're going to be driving in total from where you're at to the location to the house. So be mindful that you put $30 in your gas tank. So that's about 400 miles. In my mind, I'm like, $1 per mile is pretty good. So that's $400, right? Now, granted, miscellaneous driving here and there, we're not factoring in that. We're just factoring in if you dashed, let's just say an average of 250 miles on a full tank, and then you had like 100 miles, or let's just say you dashed 350 and you have 50 miscellaneous miles. That would mean that you made $350 on $30 of gas, which is amazing. So one of my tips is $1 per mile is good enough. I've seen more, obviously, and you're gonna see rides. Eventually, you're gonna come across rides while declining rides, where you're gonna see, for 1 mile is like $15. That's because that person is tipping a lot. Or 1 mile, $5. That's cool. Short ride, a lot of money. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of tips, and that leads me to my 4th or 5th point. You need to drive through the peak period. So what I would advise is that you wake up as early as possible, and then you dash as late as possible, because in the nights, from 12 sometimes to 3 or 2:59 as they do, there are peak times. Now, if you're driving through those peak times, $3 rides are now $7. $4 rides are now $8. $10 rides are now $14. So one of the things that, this is another tip here, a tidbit, you have to decline rides when there's peak times. When do you decline rides? When there's peak times. You're gonna decline rides when there's peak times, because if you have a $3 order, that's gonna be $7. That means that's the cheapest order on the book. So decline that ride and wait for a ride with an actual tip. So a ride with a tip will look like, let's just say $3 base, $4 peak. That's 7 plus 3. So 7 plus 3, that's $10. That's an average order. So that's an average order that you would get from a random, a person who orders on DoorDash. A really great order would be like a $15 order. Okay, so be mindful of that. If you're driving to a peak period, don't accept every ride, because there could be other rides. Now, if you notice that it's kind of slow, then you can now accept those rides and just, pick up $7 rides here and there, $8 rides here and there. That's fine, no problem. And I do that all the time. Now, The last thing that I would say to you guys is that you guys want to have a dog mentality. I heard this from a guy before. He said you have to have a dog mentality, and I get it. You want to have the mentality where as you're doing the work, right, you're not looking at it as a 9 to 5, because it's not a 9 to 5. A 9 to 5 pays you hourly for doing work consistently. DoorDash is paying you for completing gigs, and you have to accept or decline these gigs. That's clear. That's up to you. You choose that. You have to fill out a 1099. You're your own sole proprietor. So DoorDash has nothing to do with that. If you decide to do a ride and you don't complete it, they have penalties for that. Your ratings go down, all of this other stuff. So I don't have the perfect ratings. I think my acceptance rate is at is it acceptance? My ratings are not perfect, okay guys. So I just try to stay within the healthy range, and I'm trying to get close to a 5 rating, because there's a couple ratings that can get you deactivated, okay? Now, the cool thing that I like about DoorDash is that you can dash anywhere that you want once DoorDash is available in that area. So I'm going to be going on a road trip, and I'm going to be taking my camera with me. Sorry for not posting as much. I do have a throat infringement, so I can't talk very long. So when I have a good voice, like today would be I guess average voice, I can talk a bit and give you guys those tips. So I would recommend that you guys rack your money up throughout the day and work and have that dog mentality. It does not matter how much hours that you go, you just go in hard, you go in deep, and you make it work. Okay, do not limit yourself to how long you're going to work for yourself. It's your own company, is your own business. So don't look at DoorDash and complain to DoorDash. What you're going to do is you're going to work your ass off, and you're going to make that money. It doesn't matter how long it takes. You're going to make that $1,500, that $2,000, that $1,000, whatever it takes. And you're going to be proud of yourself, because you don't get back that time. No matter what you do, you got to hustle. If you had a business, most people who work on their own businesses, they're there 24/7. So treat this as your business. It is your business, and pick the right rides. Do not do rides that you do not want to do. Okay, guys? The last thing I'm going to leave you guys with is work towards something. Work towards investing in something else. Work towards building something else. And this is kind of what I want this channel to be about. I want this channel to be inspirational to different people, so that I can spread the word of having an entrepreneurial mindset, and the fact that eventually something is going to give. If you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing in the right direction, guys, something is gonna give, right? And either you're gonna be super successful and your bank account is gonna be big, or maybe it's gonna be too low, and then you might have to work out the kinks. Everything might not be correct, but at least you're working. And if you're working, maybe you might have to dial back on your expenses, or dial back on something else. But guess what? At the end of the day, if you dial back on those things, your bank account is gonna go up. You just have to make those adjustments. What the adjustment that I'm trying to help you guys make is that mind shift. Work hard, work smart, and you're never going to get back that time. So don't worry about spilled milk and time that you spent on an app. You can't be complaining to DoorDash. Okay, guys? One more thing. With DoorDash, I would say that I got maybe $100. No, maybe $50 to $60 to $100 a week, just by calling DoorDash and letting them know about a situation that I was going through. And once you call them and let them know what's going on, they give you half pay. If there's a cancellation, if you go to a location and they're not there, they give you half pay, guys. So don't just cancel rides and all of that stuff. You can call them and you can let them know, and they actually have compensations for that. This is going to be my video on how to make $1,000 to $1,500 on DoorDash a week, and what I did. Okay, guys? That is it. Yes, you can do it. You do not have to be scheduled for any dashes. You have to just be on the app. When it says dash now, click on dash now. Make sure that you have a home base so you could come home and relax and wait for a dash. Is your business. You pick your orders accordingly. If you only want to pick $10 orders, only pick $10 orders. You feel me? And stay within the guidelines. So, is your boy the Bardist? My throat is acting up. I'm out. Peace.